This is a suet box. You traditionally buy it in the grocery store for woodpeckers. And I have filled it with suet. I go to the grocery store and ask them for suet. Sometimes you have to pay for it. Sometimes, depending on who's working, they're happy and friendly and they'll just give it to you. And I fill it with suet. I also give it, of course, to the woodpeckers too. But that is a fantastic source of protein for your birds. They will love it. It'll keep them nice and fat in the winter. There's no access to bugs, and there are no worms. So giving them real suet straight from the butcher is really my preferred option. Certainly then if you render it down and then add something to it. I've been told many times that the moment you render down fat, it becomes a different substance and then it's not as healthy, and of course you've heated it. So if it's just straight from the butcher, raw fat, put it into a suet feeder and hang it anywhere. And it'll also keep your birds entertained. I don't like to let them out too early because it's not warm. So I will wait, and they've got water, they've got snow if it's really cold. They eat a lot of snow anyway. They've got their suet, they've got their food, they're all nice and tidy and warm in there. The moment I open the coop, I open the door, all that extra heat that they've built up all night is gone, and my birds are still quite young. So I don't like to let them out too early. Ducks are an interesting topic. When it comes to eating, they require water in order to eat their food. So what I do is I sprinkle some of the grain into a tub of water, and then the ducks, they suck it up through their little beaks and they get the grain out. But the water helps them with that whole digestion and the getting in part. They just, they love water. So this is very convenient, because in the winter it's really hard to get Russell to drink anything. So what I've done is like I said, put the water in this little tub, but I put a whole bunch of grain and with very little water, and Russell will come and drink while he's eating, and that way I know he's got a certain amount of water in his system. Otherwise, he will eat snow, which isn't so good for him, and he really doesn't, horses in general really don't like cold water, so having that hot water is really good for him, and I do this about twice a day. And he will drink the warm water I bring out in the morning, but he prefers if it's got the grain. Even if it has that taste of grain in it, he just loves that. And then once he's done, the ducks jump in and they warm their feet and they drink and eat all the rest of the grain. So if I sprinkle the grain on the ground, they'll nibble on a little bit, but they're less likely to eat it on the ground than if it is in if it's wet in something like in this tub. Another thing I do for the ducks is I make them like a muesli, like an oatmeal kind of mix with their food, mix it really thick, and then they love eating that too. Look at the sun behind us, Russell. Thanks for watching. I'm Scarlett, and I'll see you next week or on my other channels. Toodaloo!